President Obama has at times ordered the killing of American citizens who he believed were involved in terrorist activities targeting the United States. Would you continue that practice?
I would probably not be as enthusiastic about that as perhaps using other techniques. Such as depriving the terrorists and our enemies of their economic resources.
But if you found through intelligence a particular person who was an American citizen who you believed, based on what you were told, wasn't involved in terrorist activities against the United States, would you, as President Obama has done, target that person for, you can call it assassination or murder or death, whatever it is? Would you continue that?
I think I would want to study that issue a little bit more and have some experts talk to me about the pros and cons on both sides.
So that's a reasonable answer in a lot of walks of life, but we're a year away from the Iowa caucuses, less than 2 years away from electing a new president. Is it fair, is it reasonable for Americans to say, I like Dr. Carson, I like a lot of what he says, but if he keeps saying, I need to study it more, that's not a good enough answer anymore. We're time to choose a president.
Well, I think that's exactly wrong. I think when it comes to something like how are you going to deal with ISIS, it's a very different question than the one that you just asked.
Well, but again, on a range of issues I've heard in interviews, when I last talked to you, you said, I want to study that more. Isn't it a fair argument to say, time for studying's done? You've got to be ready to answer questions.
Give me one of the issues you've asked me before when I wanted to study on it. Maybe I've studied on it. Maybe I can answer it. Tell me what it is.
All right. But you just said it again today. I'm just wondering how long you think that's an acceptable answer to say, I want you to consider me to be the most powerful job in the world, but I'm still studying.
Well, bear in mind, I'm a surgeon. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we would face difficult problems, and we would consult with a number of people, and we make a decision. We don't spend 6 months or a year studying. Right. We don't do like the Keystone, pipeline where you study it for 6 or 7 years, which effectively means you do nothing.
Right. Who do you consider the front runner for the Republican nomination for president right now?
I don't think it actually matters because we're 2 years out. And as you know, from a historical perspective, that means absolutely nothing.
Right. What do you think is the chances that Jeb Bush, who's thinking about running, would be a strong candidate?
I would hope he would be a strong candidate. I would hope all of the people would be strong candidates, and I would hope that they would be the kind of people who would uphold the Constitution, put it on the top shelf, would have some very good ideals about how we fix the economy, about leadership in the world, about how we use our natural resources, about how we elevate the people who are indigent in our society. Those are such critical issues. I think you really have to have solutions to them.
One of the things I think people like about you, you're a very gentle man, very soft-spoken. Anyone who has success in presidential politics and polls and fundraising, following, people come after you. People are going to come after you if you have success, if you run. They're going to go after your record, your statements, your policy positions. People who are worried that you're not tough enough to stand up to scrutiny from the media, attacks from fellow Republicans, what do you say to them?
I say watch and see. I think you'll see that just because you're nice doesn't mean that you're not tough, doesn't mean that you're not tenacious. And believe me, throughout my career, throughout my entire life, I've had a ton of people say, you can't do this, you can't do that, no one's done this. I don't listen to that stuff.
So if you run, you're certain you're tough enough to get the nomination, tough enough to beat Hillary Clinton or whoever the Democrats nominate?
I don't think that's going to be a problem.